Alrighty. Oh, hey, we're here. How you doing, all? Welcome to Stock Markets with Bruce. I'm Bruce. They call me Uncle Bruce. What can I say? Love bagels, and so we're the old bagel switcher. How's it going, everybody? Hope you had a great weekend and got some rest. I had a great weekend. Jen and I had a fantastic weekend. We got some shopping done on Saturday. Rested yesterday. I had three one-on-ones yesterday. Fantastic. And then we topped it all off with a gourmet dinner last night. You know how I love taking Jennifer out to the best spots in the city. Well, you know, thing about this area here, and it still, I'm surprised it still continues, but it does. Here in our mailbox here, we always check the mailbox on behalf of the owner of this condo, and there's always junk mail. Well, we got a big sheet of coupons from Carl's Jr. And hey, went over to Carl's Jr. yesterday and got a big Carl combo, and you could add another big Carl burger for $1. Yeah, so two big Carls, fries and a Coke, to split between the two of us. Gourmet eating at the right price. Thank you all so much for helping us get to that, enjoying that kind of lifestyle. We love it. So yeah, just savoring a big Carl burger at Carl's Jr. That is basically a double patty, double cheese slice burger. It's huge. It's massive, very tasty, and you get we upgraded to the large size, so we got the large fries, extra crispy, just right. And then that cup, you get this gigantic cup that fits into a car holder, but the top is just like massive, like a massive plant holder. It's huge. So that was just delicious. Diet Coke and fries and a couple of big curls. That's what a growing boy needs, I'll tell you. Oh, get you through the night. Unbelievable. Anyway, great day yesterday. Jen and I went for an extra long walk yesterday to see how Jen's hip is doing, surviving, and we're building up her stamina bit by bit. So thank you all for your best wishes, and thank you all for asking about her. She's now moving around the house without a cane. We went out, no cane. She's just walking. She'll hold my arm from time to time for steadiness. We'll hold hands. So I'm always there for her. But it's just becoming more and more. She's becoming stronger and more confident with her balance and her strength. And yeah, baby, we're on our way. So there you go. That's the story from here. This morning's story about the market, for those of you trying to make a few dollars out there, we have a bit of a surge in the market, seems to be happening here, because it appears that some news came out, economic news, something about something to do with what they call durable goods orders. There we go. U.S. core durable goods orders showed strength in January. Now that might be good or bad for the market. I think it's good for the market. It seems to be perceived as good for the market. I guess maybe I'm not 100% sure on that. But it says here that U.S. durable goods sink 4.5% below forecast. Then durable good orders minus transportation increased 0.7%. Business investment core orders rise 0.8%. So I mean, it's a mixed reaction. I'm not sure what the thinking is there. By the way, this morning Pfizer apparently is in talks to buy something called Seagen, SEAGEN, for $30 billion or more dollars. And Seagen has apparently a suite of medications to do with cancer treatment, and Pfizer wants to improve its offerings of cancer type drugs. And so they might be buying Seagen. And so Seagen shares are up, and Pfizer's were off a little this morning. There's a ton of cash in Pfizer's bank account. They got about 25 billion in cash. If they were to do this deal as a cash deal, they could easily do it. If they were to do it as a cash stock deal, would be it's a nothing burger. I mean, Pfizer could easily make the deal work, but we'll wait for further results. We'll hear eventually what the story really is and what the details are on that. GameStop seems to be up 31 cents this morning at 1985 a share on 15,000 volume. We have very light volume, and it's up 31 cents. I need to. I need to know. I need to read something that really tells me something's going on before I believe it. I'm having trouble, believing pre-markets with 15,000 volume. No. 1.5 million pre-volume. Okay, 15,000. You're not fooling me. That could be just a nothing burger trade. Rocket Lab seems to be up 6 cents at the moment at 451. I saw it higher around 4. I thought I saw it at 460 this morning for a while. Rocket Lab reports their earnings tomorrow. So get ready for Rocket Lab. We'll see how that goes. SoFi is up 7 cents to 645 in the pre-market. We've got Matterport up 7.5 cents in the pre-market, 315. 23andMe looks like it's up about a nickel, and Spire is up about 4 cents to 106 now. Don't have anything on ATIP this morning. I've got SmartRent up 6 cents to 264. So there's mostly green over there. Nothing on Cyxtera yet. The Apple shares are up 82 cents. Goldman seems to be up 194. Cisco is ahead by 21 cents. Tesla looks like we're up 519. The word out of Tesla today is that production in Berlin has now reached 4,000 vehicles a week. They're now cranking out 4,000 vehicles a week in Berlin, 16,000 a month, 200,000 a year. That's at the moment. They'll ramp that up further, and I guess the street is liking it. But there's also an investor day coming up this week for Tesla. We'll follow that when we know more, and so there's a bit of anticipation there. Again. We'll find out what the deal is. There's a rumor going around Tesla now. Of course, there's millions of rumors, but one of the rumors is that forces within the company, and that could be Mr. Musk himself, I don't know. Anyway, there's rumors that Tesla might consider or is considering the possibility of a stock buyback. I don't think so. I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, they've got 20 billion cash on hand. They got a lot of cash in their bank account. But Tesla is in need of tens of billions of dollars in the next 5 years for their expansion plans. And I don't think they're going to utilize billions now into this. Now, having said all that, I can tell you that if I can get my big S iPad to cooperate, and it's not, so just give me a second here. I'll tell you something about Tesla. Here we go. Tesla shares closed at 196.88 on Friday. They're now 201.98 in the pre-market. Excuse me. There are 3.1 billion shares in existence of Tesla because they've done stock splits, obviously. But the company can only buy a public company that wants to buy back stock can only actually buy back up to 5% of its shares in any one fiscal year or so. And so that would limit the company to 150 million shares of a buyback. So that'd be like 12 million a month. On Friday, they traded 142 million in one day. So this is a nothing burger. It's more symbolic than meaningful, because reducing, even if they did buy back all their stock, again, what they're allowed to buy back, 5% in 1 year, you might think that, oh, that's going to run the market. No, it's psychologically going to be better for the shareholders, but it's not going to dissipate how many shares are out there trading. It would take 5 to 10 years at 5% a year every year to have the effect. And I don't think they need to do that to move their market. You basically buy back your stock when you feel your shares are undervalued for the performance of the company. The company's PE multiple, the price earnings multiple of Tesla right now is 54. You don't do stock buybacks when you have a 54 PE multiple. It's way The stock is way ahead of itself on what it actually is producing in net returns. And if you're an optimist, and usually I am, if an optimist says, well, they're going to double their earnings next year, but next year going to make double what they made last year because they're growing their company out, and Tesla Berlin is running, and Austin, Texas, about to fire up. And by the way, the investor day is being done in Austin, Texas. So if they double their earnings this year, and then they double their earnings again the next year, the stock at 54 times earnings will be 27 times earnings, 13 times forward earnings, and so maybe it's underpriced. Well, for an automobile company, it's not underpriced. For a high-tech company, yeah, maybe it's underpriced, but in this higher interest rate environment, higher inflation environment, maybe it's not underpriced. So it would be a psychological announcement more than anything else if they announced it. Here's one more thing to remember. It's entirely possible. There's no question. Tesla could announce that they want to spend $20 billion to buy back their stock over the next 5 years. They want to do $20 billion a year, which is $100 billion stock buyback over the next 5 years. They could announce something like that. They make a big grandiose announcement like that. That is our intention. The board of directors is approving a stock buyback of so many billion this year with the intent that over the next 5 years, we're thinking about buying $100 billion of our stock back. And they don't buy a single dang share. And that is exactly how this can work. For years, the folks at Amazon were announcing annual stock buyback amounts, and they never bought a single share back. They had the ability to buy the stock back. They had the funding ready to buy the stock back. The board had approved a stock buyback, but they never pulled the trigger on a buyback. And why is that? Because the stock kept going up by itself. They didn't need to push it. And in the case of Amazon, their thinking was, well, we'll buy our stock back, but only if it craters. We're not going to pay record high prices for our stock if it's running on its own. Why would we buy our stock? Let them trade that stuff. And so in Tesla's case, there might be some saying, well, this stock should be trading at $350 a share right now. So that's really where we should be right now, not 196 or 202 or whatever. Well, you can think that and hope that and wish that, but even a stock buyback announcement will not double the price of the stock. It's not going to happen. So it's bottom line results that will affect the stock price in the long run as it is. But having said all of that, what I've said, a $25 up move or down move is entirely likely for Tesla anytime, because that's how volatile this stock is. And that is why the premiums on the stock are so great. You guys are able to write calls on Tesla and go, wow, look at these premiums I'm bringing in. This is fabulous. Well, that's because of the volatility of the company. Now, Investor Day is coming this week. So let them have their show. They'll do the fireworks thing. Elon will be on stage and they'll speculate about a lower priced, cheap Tesla coming to the market. They'll speculate about the truck, how it's doing coming out of Austin. They might even have a few trucks drive on the stage to show you what pre-production trucks look like. They might have truck rides available. They might announce other things. They will announce other things. That's what they're doing. This is Investor Day. They're trying to hype the market. So this is the week Tesla is trying to hype their stock to their investors. In the long run, will it have an effect? I don't know for sure, but it might move the market a little bit, but it's not going to crater the stock. I don't think so. Should hold its own, but it's at 202 on the pre-market. It's up 544. We're up 2.7%. Nothing burger, but it's okay. Welcome one, welcome all to the channel this morning. I'm glad you're here. Nice to see you. I was talking to my folks earlier today. The first show that I've already done for today, the first of 5 telecasts I'm doing today. Wow, this is number 2. I got 3 to do here, and I got 2 to do on my other channel today. But in my pre-alert show for Gold Bagel members, if you're not a Gold Bagel member, become one immediately, and every day you can join me before even this show begins, and Wednesday night prime time with Uncle Bruce. On that show, I was talking about how it is was reported that America now, the United States, is now exporting oil from the Gulf of Mexico production facilities from that region to Europe. Europe is buying oil from the United States of America, and at the moment, it is 1.5 million barrels a day on average. That's how much oil the European Union is buying from the United States right now, about 1.5 million barrels a day. Now, this is oil that the European Union used to buy from Russia. This was oil sold by Putin and his pals to the Europeans through pipelines, through various countries and so on. That has been replaced. This oil is now being purchased by European allies of America from American oil and gas producers with the permission of the U.S. government. And what it means for the United States, of course, is that euros are being utilized by Europeans to buy oil from Americans. The euros get converted into American dollars to buy this stuff. So this is a balance of trade issue that is a good thing for Americans. For those of you in the United States, when you hear me tell you guys that the American dollar is rising against the euro, or it is rising against the British pound, these currencies are falling against American dollars. There's a reason for it other than just sentiment and gambling and speculation. There's also the imbalance and the demand for American dollars by foreigners. If you want to buy oil from the Gulf of Mexico, you can deliver euros to Exxon if you want. But guess what Exxon's going to do? As soon as those euros land in their bank account, they'll convert them to US dollars, which is a demand on American currency versus European currency. And so the euro is under pressure because another bunch of euros is going out of the European Union to purchase energy. Now, of course, what's the difference? A year ago, the euros were leaving Europe to go to Russia, to Moscow. And what was Moscow doing? They kept it in euros, or they converted it to some rubles, percentage of, or they converted some of it to American dollars, but they kept it as euros because Russia was buying goods and services from European countries. A lot of trade going on was. And so this is the flow of money. Well, that money now, euros, are not going to Russia in as much anymore because of sanctions. And so these purchases for this particular 1.5 million barrels a day of oil is coming to America. So there you have it. So good news for Americans. Okay, you want some good news? American dollar is stronger and is holding its strength. So the euro right now is 105 to the American dollar. It's only 105. It was 115 or something like that. It got up a little bit higher a while ago, but the euro now is at 105.8. If the American dollar is stronger against the euro and the British pound, that means any imports from those countries coming in are cheaper for American buyers to buy. So importers who import goods from Europe, or any of you out there who are buying any product from European sellers, or if you're buying services, so any company in the United States, any person buying a software program from a German software company, whatever, you're paying American dollars for the goods or euros for the goods, and they're cheaper, and they're not running with inflation because your currency is helping you deflect the cost increases that others are suffering. And so that keeps inflation under control, a little bit under control in the United States. There's that little buffer there. And the more American dollars that are being acquired by foreigners, that keeps the currency higher, which keeps prices a bit lower in the USA. So when you see Britain come out with an 11% inflation rate and the United States coming out at 6.8, you can go, oh, wow, we've really got our act together in the United States. Maybe not. Perhaps in some ways, yes, but in many ways, no, it's artificial. It's currency related. to a degree. It's again, it's nothing personal. It's just business. All right. But there's some bad news now. Okay, here's the bad news. For those of you who weren't with me this morning for the Gold Bagel member show, you're wondering, well, wow, gee, America's selling oil to Europeans for world price and getting American dollars for it. Yeah, fabulous. Obviously, there's enough oil to go around to do this. But have you noticed the price of gas where you live compared to what it was at 2 years ago? Gas is like $1 a gallon higher than it was 2 years ago. And it doesn't seem to want to come down because the sloshing about of all this oil is not as prevalent when you have 1.5 million barrels a day going to Europe. If that oil wasn't going to Europe, it would stay in the United States, in North America, and the prices would drop for all of us to purchase fuel. But right now, there's a diesel shortage. There's a diesel, diesel is way more expensive than regular, which never used to be the case. And regular is much higher. The other problem for America is the Biden administration wanted to limit the price rise of gasoline. When you saw it hit, the prices it hit. So the strategic reserve was tapped to bring oil to the market. What blows my mind is that the United States government is using its strategic reserve of oil to try to put a lot of fuel on the market to bring prices down at the pump. Politically very important, especially with the midterms coming up last year. And while all that's going on, all kinds of American entrepreneurs are selling oil from America to Europe to further compound the problem. Oil was perceived to be in short supply. Oil is now leaving the U.S., going to Europe, and the strategic reserve is being used to try to quell price increases. Well, here we are at $75 a barrel right now on crude. And the oil, the rumor is that once it breaks $70 a barrel, the United States government will buy crude to replenish its national reserves, strategic national reserves, which is supposed to be there for military emergencies. It's not supposed to be there to help Americans save 50 cents a gallon on a gallon of gas. It's there for the U.S. military to do what they need to do wherever they need to do it when there's a time of national crisis. And right now, they're not buying the oil back. From what we understand, the oil is not being acquired by the United States government to replenish the reserves because the price is at $76 a barrel. And it's going to stay here at these prices. If the industry knows that there's big Uncle Sam is willing to pay 70 or less for any oil we got, we'll sell oil to Europeans through tankers, some entrepreneurs are thinking, and they're moving 10 million barrels a week to Europe, 1.5 million barrels a day. That's 45 million barrels a month. That is 540 million barrels a year to Europe. That is not going into the American market or into the reserve or both. Now, does the reserve need 500 million barrels? No, I don't even know what the number is. I don't think it's that ridiculous. But to me, it is an amazing thought that there are entrepreneurs profiting on oil moves and flows at the cost potentially of the National Petroleum Reserve. That to me, that's a no-no to me. I'm thinking no. The National Reserve gets replenished first, then you can sell all you want if you got oil left over. But that's not the case. And it's not like it's a couple of shady American guys doing this. No, it's Exxon, it's Chevron, it's the big boys. It's the guys who produce this stuff. The American way. Let's make money. Let's make money. We can make money doing this. Now, on the other hand, the argument will be from the oil companies, hey, we're helping our allies. We're helping Germany, Spain, Italy, France. They're the ones who need the crude. They can't get crude from Russia. We tell them not to buy crude from Russia. We're now not going to sell them crude from America. I mean, hey, we're helping friends here. And yeah, I see you helping friends, all right, but boy, are you ever lining your pockets and you're keeping the domestic price of gas right up here. And guess who owns the refineries uh, and the distribution system? It's all Exxon, from the pump right down to the oil well. It's all integrated, and it's a closed market. I mean, we're talking about no other business person can get into the oil and gas business like Exxon already has it all tied up. And you can imagine that if a billionaire out there wanted to create a new oil and gas company and create gas stations and everything else, you couldn't do it. You don't have enough dough to do it. And I can tell you the environmentalists will be all over these guys, and the existing oil companies will, through their lobbyists, will make it next to impossible for another person to join the party, because they'll put out whisper rumors about what they're violating environmental laws in this state and that state and that state and that. There'll be state supreme courts for years with cases against these guys. It's a closed shop. It's a closed shop, and you have a right to be skeptical as to why are you paying $3.60 a gallon or $3.20 or $3.80 or $4.25. If your gasoline price rises dramatically, you have a right to be skeptical as to. We got this stuff everywhere. There's oil and gas everywhere with fracking and whatnot. What's this all about? Quite amazing. Here in Canada, we'd love to sell you more. We have oil, all the oil you need in America. Canadian companies have wells shut in. They can't get the oil to market. And why? Because it's impossible to lay 1/2 a mile of pipe between the Canadian land and American land over that border. It's next to impossible to get that little section of pipe installed to connect the oil from Canadian pipelines to American pipelines. And this isn't going to change. And why would oil companies be in an urgent hurry to push that? Because if this allows higher margins on what you're already producing, why bring more to the market? I mean, come on. It's nothing personal. It's just business. This is nothing to do with liking people or not. It's just making money here. And when you've got the game and you own the playboard and you own the pieces and you control who gets to throw the dice, you kind of win. You usually win the game. And politicians are like anyone else. Who's donating to my reelection fund? That's who I listen to. You got my ear. What? You made a $5 million contribution to my super PAC? What's going on? Talk to my assistant, who will talk to me, and we'll just kind of keep things cool. There you go. It's all good. It's nothing personal. Welcome to the party, everybody. Those of you who want to write options and make a living, those of you who want to quit your day jobs, and those of you who want to retire early, or those of you out there who you have 401ks, you have IRAs. You're 50 something years old. You've had 3 jobs in your lifetime of significance. The first job, you had a 401k. The second one, you had one. The third. You found me. You now are in a position, and have been in a position, to consolidate all your retirement funds into a single IRA that you control. If you're an American, that's how that works. If you're a Canadian, it's likely that a number of you in Canada have, you've worked 10 years here, 15 years here, 10 years there. The theory is when you work with an employer, you also are offered a pension plan, savings plan through tax sheltered kind of investment plan, where for every dollar you put in, your employer puts in $1 or whatever. And after 10, 15 years employment, you decided to move somewhere else. You got a better offer or whatever. And you now have this, pot of money or this asset, this account sitting with assets in it at your former employer. And once you move, depending on, again, American, Canadian, depending on whatever, you can transfer those dollars, those assets, to a self-registered retirement plan. In Canada, it's called an RRSP. In America, I think it's called IRAs. If you're following me here and you want to write options to enhance revenue, to bring in revenue, And you can run your own retirement plan depending on which brokerage firm you're working with. You can write options through your IRA or through your RRSP. If, of course, the funds are inside a retirement account, you can't write options and take the money and spend it on a holiday. You can't get your hands on that money. That money's for your retirement. That's the plan. By the time you're 65 or 72 or 73, depending on where you live and what your tax structure is, you then will withdraw so much a year and all that stuff. Talk to your tax advisor. Don't ask me these questions. But for those of you out there who have figured out, wow, watching Uncle Bruce and talking to people about, watching people write options and taking his classes and understanding how this works, I want to do this too. Because many of you have figured out as you're approaching your 40s and 50s, you don't have a whole lot in your retirement plans. You got jack squat in there. And you're going to need, as they say in the financial planners say, you're going to need millions of dollars tucked away to live a comfortable retirement. And if you're watching the news every day and you're following developments in politics and all that, some of you are convinced that Social Security is going to be eliminated from existence or greatly restricted or changed dramatically. And by the time you get to 65, it's just not going to be there like maybe your parents were counting on it. In any event, I don't care whether you're going to be a Social Security recipient or a Canadian pension recipient. You want to live a life that you control, you've got to have assets that are generating revenue. It's as simple as that, and it has to be your assets. Don't be looking for any government to make it easy for you, because you're in dreamland. You've got to have the assets in your control that work for your family's benefit, and every family is different than the next. So if you have the ability to self-manage your assets through your IRA or your RRSP in Canada or whatever plans in Europe, fabulous. One way to enhance revenue is to write options on stock you already have, or ETFs you have, or combination of the two. You might haul in dividend income from some stock and then write options on top of that. You might have a high yielding ETF, and there are options trading on the high yielding ETF, so you write options on that. If you're in your 40s right now, 40s and 50s, the objective is to grow your retirement fund as much as you can now while you're still working and still contributing to it, but have it compound its growth curve, because you've got to get this capital raised dramatically. And some of you, and I understand this, who isn't guilty of this? When you're in your 40s, you still feel like you're like 30 something in age, energy, work commitment. You just don't think about the possibility that in 5 or 10 or 15 years from that point in time, and you're 42 now, 15 years, you're 57. You don't think about the fact that at 57, you might have chronic issues, physical, that are going to wear you down and will drain your mental ability to focus on what you're about, because pain and discomfort will just overtake you. You just don't think of it, because when you're not in it, you don't experience it. As time goes by, you may know relatives, friends, former workers who do experience this, and it's a wake-up call to you, where you go, wow, geez, at age 55, 60, all bets are off. At 60, 65, 70, wow, all bets are off as to how my lifestyle is going to be like. I got to get my act together and get a retirement fund going here, because if I can't work like I work now, as hard as I work now, I'm going to have to live partially off of my assets. And if they're not there, I'm destitute. And all of a sudden, it's either the husband or the wife that works for both, or it's the kids that step in to help mom and dad if the relationship is all set there, or you're in the society, looking for society to carry you. And in some places in the world, there isn't very much societal help for people who are finding themselves in this kind of trouble. And the next thing you know, you're in a whole different kettle of fish that you never thought you'd be in. And there are people living in cars today, living in trailers today, living in double wide $40,000 trailers with all kinds of issues, who never thought 15 years ago they'd ever end up where they are the way that they are. And I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just throwing out the possibilities that crap happens. And substitute the word you want for that. Stuff happens. And the only way you can guarantee any way to avoid getting caught in a scenario where a domino effect takes place in your life that causes you to end up in a scenario where you're technically homeless in a car, or you have shelter, but this shelter is nothing like you wanted it to be or ever envisioned it to be in your 50s or 60s. You want to avoid that pitfall? You got to make some money, and you got to take your $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, $40,000, whatever the size of your 401k is, wherever you left it. Some of you have 3 of them out there. You have a 401k with this employer, you had one there, you had one there, and you just kind of left them there, and you've gone to the 4th job, and you're really happy, and you're really busy, and you just don't have time. I don't have time, Bruce, for all this paperwork. Well, you better make time. And it is now time to create an IRA that can consolidate all of these funds into one account that you now will manage in your own platform trading account, wherever it is. Now, if it's through Schwab or Fidelity or TD Ameritrade, whoever you use, whatever. Canadians, investment, Quest Trade, investor brokers. I don't care who you use. It doesn't matter. You got to do your own homework. As I've said, you have to do the homework, and you've got to consolidate your assets into one place. And a number of you have done that in the last 3 and 6 months and year. And I congratulate you and commend you for getting off your butt and doing what you had to do and you should have done years ago. Now's the time. Just make it now. Make it now. Don't lament about, I should have done it years ago. Forget that. Do it now. Get on with it. Put these assets together into one pot. Analyze what's in there and and ask yourself, 1, are these assets making me a ton of return? Because you can certainly look at your statements if you get off your duff and open up your envelope so you can see how you've done over the last several years. Or should you rearrange your account to the point where you can now decide, I'm going to write options on my wealth. All right. These 3 or 4 IRA, 401ks or whatever, I'm going to put into one IRA, and it's worth $35,000, $43,000, $88,000, $650,000. I don't know what it's worth, whatever it's worth. And you're now going to take the bull by the horns. And for those of you who have small IRA totals under $100,000, it is time to turn that money into a lot of money, because you are running out of time. If you think you can triple it every year for the next 10 years, think again. That's not going to happen. You've got to grind this thing higher. And it's time to get on with it. So if you've taken my classes, or you're taking my classes, and you're getting more familiar with this, fantastic. You can't do poor man covered calls inside a retirement account. You can't borrow on margin inside a retirement account. So you're only going to be a writer of options on a cash basis. What stock do you buy, and what options do you write? And there's the proverbial question. If you have a $15,000, $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 IRA, you can put all the dough into one entity if you want, and write on that one entity. Let's say you buy stock in GameStop, or you buy stock in Apple or Cisco or whatever, and you write options on those. Fair enough. If you I'm just getting my train of thought together. You're getting getting dividends. If you're buying a stock that pays you a dividend, like an IBM, for example, and you can afford to buy a couple of hundred of these inside an IRA, you're going to get about a 5% yield on the dividend to start with. So if you have a couple hundred shares, $20,000, whatever it is, you're going to get $1,000 a year in dividends. And now, can you add another $1,000 or $2,000 in premium, option premium? Well, there's $3,000 a year coming in. on an account that's just sitting dormant in whatever it is you had it in. Some of you don't realize that the money you've been putting into your 401ks for years just went into money market accounts, and your employer matched it dollar for dollar. And so you saw your account balance grow all the time, but you have no performance on that money. It's just that the money went in there and you put in 100 a month, the employer put in 100 a month, and you're saving 2,400 a year. And after 5 years, you got $12,000 in there. And then you look at the value of the thing, it's $12,328. And you only, I made $328. That's because you got interest rates of half a percentage point on your money. Money markets paid nothing. You should have been in index funds, or you should have been in high growth or high yield or whatever, something, anything different. But no one is going to tell you this because no one has an incentive to help you get rich when you're with your corporation. The company you're with, their job is to offer you a 401k because they want to attract employees. But their job is not to help you retire. Their job is to keep you coming in and working for them for as long as you can keep working. And if they can pay you as little as possible to get as much out of you, even better for the corporation. Some corporations are generally interested in helping their employees really grow, and they'll bring in financial asset managers to do presentations to employees. But guess what happens? Employees find out, Thursday morning from 8 until 10 o'clock, we're going to listen to a financial advisor come in. And I did one last year and it was a bore fest. I'm not showing up this year. And this is the greatest mistake you could ever make, because there's a 2-hour presentation that's being paid for by your employer on your behalf, and you didn't show up for it. And you say, I have a friend who's going to it. He'll tell me all about it. And your friend's going, I was a snooze fest. They handed up this sheet. And that's all you got. And that is your retirement right there. This is your future. From age 60 to age 90, this is how you're going to plan 30 years of your life, the most important 30 years of your existence, because you are living off of your life's work and you have got nothing to figure this out. And then you found this channel. I sure hope you did. And you're figuring out, I got to get on with this. I got to get on with this program with Uncle Bruce. There's no time like the present to get on with it. You've got to bring in income above and beyond what the market wants to give you. If you think you're going to buy Apple at the low of the year, and then 3 years from now it's going to hit an all-time high, and you're going to sell it inside your plan, and then you're going to buy Google at the low of the year there, and then 2 or 3 years later you're going to sell Google at 50% more, because you're not going to do that. It's not going to happen. You forget about it. It's just not going to work. Those of you who have shares in the company you work for, because the company you work for is a publicly traded company, you're the lucky ones in a way. In a way, you're the lucky ones. The problem is, for some of you, you can't withdraw or transfer any of your funds from inside your 401k while you're working for the organization. You might have a 3-year vesting program or a 1-year vesting. What that means is, you put in so much money a month, your employer matches it or doubles it or whatever they're doing, and all that money goes into stock in the company you work for at maybe a discount of 15% from the low trade of the year or the average trade of the year for the company's stock. So every year, the company's stock value is calculated, and this is a running number. This is an adjusting number. You look into your 401k and it'll say, you got 17 shares of the company last month at a price of blah, 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 which was the 15% below the average price of the stock for the last year. And it's lower than the market price. And you're going, this is great. I'm already up 15% on my deal here. That's nice. The problem is you can't sell that stock. You have to hold it. And the hold period could be 1 year or 2 years or 3 years or longer. I don't know how long it is. Each plan is different. But after so many years of doing this, you will have amassed a certain number of shares, and they will be what we would call free trading. You're allowed to transfer them out to an IRA, for example. Now, for some of you who aren't getting laid off, you're still working, and you're going to be working for these guys. You might not know this, but you might be sitting on 2,000 shares of a company that you've been working for a long, long time. And those shares have options on them. And you can write 20 call options on those 2,000 shares. in your own IRA. Maybe not through the 401k at the office, but you can transfer those shares out to an IRA, keeping it sheltered from tax. And now you can write 20 calls on those 2,000 shares. Now, a year from now, you might be able to get another 500 over. And a year after that, another 500 over. And slowly but surely, you're shifting stock into your IRA, and then you're writing more and more and more options on them. And as income is coming in, premium is coming in from the writing of options, you're buying more shares of the same company, but on the open market, of course, and you're writing more contracts. You might want to do that. On the other hand, you might find that the company you're working for, they do have options, but they don't trade. There's no liquidity there. But inside an IRA, you can sell those shares tax-free without a hit. And you can then buy with that cash stock you want to own that you will write options against. And you'll learn how all that works by watching my classes on how to write options. And now you'll have income coming in, option premium income coming in on this capital that you have saved and saved and saved with the employer matching over 10, 15 years. And for some of you, the shock might come back to you where you realize, my God, I got 60 grand in that thing. I just bought $60,000 worth of GameStop. I just bought 3,000 shares of GameStop at $20 a share. I can write options I can write 30 calls. I got 3,000 shares at $20 a share. I can write 20 calls. If I can bring in $4 a call for a 4 or 5 month contract, I just brought in $8,000 in my IRA. And I leave that alone for a month or two, and we see a down dip on the stock or whatever. These contracts will go from 4 to 2, 175. I can buy them back. And then I'll turn around and I'll write new contracts for $4 again. 2-3 months further down the road, I'll bring in another $4 a share, which is, an increase of $2 a share in cash. There is another $4,000 coming in the front door. So I brought in $8,000 the first time, bought them back, and brought in $8,000 again. I now have $12,000 in my account. I can buy another 500-600 shares of GameStop and now write another 5 or 6 calls. I'm compounding my return inside my IRA, and every year I transfer $5,000 over or $3,000 over, whatever the value of the stock is that I can sell that stock, buy more GameStop, write more contracts. This is just a GameStop example. It can be any stock you want it to be. It doesn't have to be GameStop, but GameStop's got premiums, as you know. You're now enhancing the value of your IRA right away while still working for your organization, and you're increasing your IRA's value much faster than all the dough going into the company's stock that's sitting at $7 a share, and no one trades it on the open market, really. And the options are dead in the water. So you have to get out of that investment and get into one that you can write options on. And you've got to do this for your future, your retirement future. You can't have all your retirement future into one company's stock where the stock is not growing. If the stock is slipping and slipping and slipping, you're holding thousands of shares of nothing. And your entire retirement fund is slipping in value against everywhere else, and you're getting older. You can't have this. You have to have the ability to shift out into your own IRA and write against your own investments. And if you can haul in 30% a year, 40% a year in returns by writing call options or more and compounding it, you have a shot at building your retirement plan into something a lot more than just leaving it there and hoping for the best. I get comments from people who say to me, I won the lottery, Bruce. I'm working for the right company. I'm working with a company that's a senior FANG company, one of these big boys, or I'm in a NASDAQ 100, company that's been a winner for decades. And I've amassed 15,000 shares of stock, and they're at $20 a share. Like I am sitting on 300 G's of stock. The problem is I can't do anything with it. It's just sitting in my 401k. But I say to you, investigate whether you can transfer any of that vested stock out. And if you can transfer it into an IRA that you can self-manage, you may find that you can get 10,000 shares vested or transferred into your own IRA, and you can write options on those 10,000 shares. That's 100 contracts. And if you do the math, you take my classes and figure out how option writing works, and you figure out, my God, I can write 100 calls on this stock. And even if I write 4 or 5 months out, way out of the money, the depreciation on these contracts is $1 a month on average. $1 a month depreciation on 10,000 shares on contracts is 10,000 a month coming in to your IRA. The growth of your IRA is growing by 10,000 a month on top of whatever the stock is doing with the stock you still have at work and that you're acquiring overall. You now have this stock outside of the firm's plan that you're now enhancing its returns to you on. And you may find you go, geez, if I quit the job, if I walk away at the end of the year, I will walk away with 350,000 in stock, and I can write 150 calls, and I'm hauling in 15,000 a month into my IRA at $1 a contract per month, just time depreciation. What am I working for? I can actually decide to retire from work, active work at the office, knowing that I'm building my IRA to the tune of 200,000 a year. I'm adding 200,000 a year to my IRA value. I only need 50,000 a year to live. You may find that you work part-time for 50,000 a year, or you work part-time for 20,000 a year, and you need 30,000 a year to live on, and that'll come out of this, either this IRA or arranged payments. Again, you've got to structure this with your tax person. I have to stop there because I'm not qualified to take this any further. It's not my field. I've got to get you to the success level, and then you have to figure out tax-wise what the next move is. And this is why you've got to do some work yourself to take the bull by the horns and move forward. Anyway, we have 6 minutes to go before we start the show. I've covered a lot this morning. I hope I haven't confused too many of you, bored too many of you. But a number of you are new to this channel, and you're relatively new to this channel. You're here now for only 4, 5, 6 months. There's a lot you have to understand and consider if you're going to be successful financially. And it's not necessarily buying a stock at $1 and selling it at $10. That's the fantasy move. The reality here, it's a grind to make it work for you, and you've got to grind yourself into doing it. Some of you are desperate to improve your financial situation, but you're just not getting off your high knee to do it. I know this feeling. I understand it. It's human. It's a human thing. Some of us are just not motivated. And then we do get motivated when we get the 3 o'clock in the morning phone call, or we get the text message from our cousin or our brother or our sister, and something happened to somebody in the family, and all of a sudden now it is all on you. I recommend that you get going sooner rather than later and not wait for that phone call. Be ready for that transformative moment, whatever that is. For many of you out there, you will not make a move like this until pushed. And it's one of those scenarios where you just got home from the hospital, and you just, your husband is in there and is in really rough shape, and the doctors are working on him, but it's going to be, a month before he's out, and then 3 months of rehabilitation. And you got home and are going, oh my God, he isn't going to work for like 6 months. How are we going to do this? And you actually have the financial wherewithal and resources with which to live on, to survive this and thrive through this financially. But you never took the time to reorganize your affairs. And now you have to, and you're under pressure to do so. And this is where mistakes get made. And that is why it is so important to talk to financial advisors, tax advisors, to find out the right move to make versus the wrong move to make. You do not cash in a 401k because you have a $7,000 credit card bill that just showed up. You do not cash in that. You find other ways to take care of that $7,000 IOU. You find ways to carry it for now. You find ways to now reorganize your assets to bring income into the household. There are ways to address financial stresses, but sometimes you need financial assistance or advisory services to do it. I can only do so much on helping you grow your assets. There are tax professionals who can help you, how to guide you through the tax nightmare that's out there for so many of you that you're dealing with. It's scary. Anyway, welcome to the show. I hope we're going to have an okay day. I see the Dow up 228 points, up 32 on S&P, and NASDAQ up 128. The NASDAQ's up 1%. S&P's up 0.8, and the Dow's up 0.6. Oil down 25 cents. We're going to open for trading in about 3 minutes. So let's keep an eye on that, and let's hope that you guys have a good week this week on your option writing strategies. Welcome all to the show. And what's going on? Credit Savage, Uncle Bruce. I bought back 6 $23 March AI contracts. I sold 3 weeks ago for $5. I'm thinking about doing this. They're worth around $2 right now. I want to sell 6 of these 1750s that are going into July. They'll bring in $7 a contract. I got to raise some capital to pay taxes. I think we're going to go red again. So, yeah, I mean, if you can bring in $7 a contract, it's $4,200 times 6 of them. And so you're picking them up, buying back for $2 and writing for $7. That's a gain of $5, which is $3,000 cash gain. Nothing wrong with that move. If you're happy with that, way to go. Mr. Premium of the Option, Bruce, I am thumbs up 124. And Maria says, Bruce, I am thumbs up 125. Thank you, all of you, for the thumbs ups while I'm yapping away on my rant. I do appreciate it. Stock ID at 22 on AI. Stock ID at 22. Okay, I don't know. Not quite. I don't know what this means. I need more help. Thank you all for popping in and throwing these thumbs ups already. I appreciate it. All right. Thank you for the thumbs ups, all of you. Thank you, lurkers, for being here. Thank you, members, for being here. Those of you who become members of this channel, I cannot thank you enough. I just can't. I'm just going to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And that's not enough. I just can't thank you enough. Those of you who are lurkers and you're thinking about becoming a member of this channel, I can't urge you enough to do it, but I'm not going to pester you. So thank you for those of you who have become members of this channel, those who are members and have been renewing your membership. Jen and I so much appreciate you. You do know how much it means to us. I don't have to lie to you. You know, I know. Thank you, everybody, for being part of this show. We're going members only on the calls, on the comments right now. Thank you all for popping through here. We do have 133 thumbs ups, and they're still coming in. Appreciate it. Larry has hit the bells, I think. Thank you, Lair. We're up and we're running. We're now firing on these cylinders. Now let's see how the markets are going to do for us today. We are starting with an uptick. The question is, how strong of an uptick is it? Will it have legs? And we'll find out, okay? Those of you who are thinking of writing calls, you didn't get calls written on Friday, now is an opportunity with an uptick, I hope, this morning, the first 20, 30 minutes. I hope you can take advantage of it. I do see GameStop ahead 13 cents, but only 13 cents. The Dow up 198. I got SoFi up a nickel. Tesla up 565. Apple up 149. And the HBQ looks like we're up 30 cents, but we'll see here in the next few minutes as things settle in and get fired up. Thank you all for joining us and being part of the group today. It's great to have you here. We're up 209 on the Dow, 32 on S&P, and we're up 125 on NASDAQ. Oil down 34 cents to 75.98. Good morning. All righty. Sean and Wendy, God's amazing. Number 127, Bruce. Mandu, number 5. I am number 133 for you. 67 away from 200 thumbs ups that you always try to hit on your morning show. Thank you all for coming through for us. I do appreciate it. Great to have you here. I will mention I tried this weekend one of those little YouTube shorts, and about 450 views came in on that YouTube short. I'd never done one before, and I thought I'd give it a shot. I got an email from the folks at StreamYard, the people I use to do this show right here. And they said, hey, you want to do a YouTube short? You can now do it right through StreamYard. right onto your YouTube channel. And I checked out their video, and easy peasy. And so I found a clip on my show from Friday, popped it up there, posted it, and 400 plus views. So great. Well, from time to time, I'll try to do this again. Put up little 1 minute snippets of the show. We'll see what happens. So if you want to get rich in this market, in this bear market, you may want to consider running stock options. And thank you all for joining us today. We're up 198 on the Dow, 13 cents on GameStop, 5 cents higher on SoFi. Tesla, we're up 665 to 203.50. Apple up 153. We're now at 148.24. HPQ up 29 cents. ATIP, I don't know if we're open or not. I think we are. We are up 1 penny on the opening on ATIP at 33.6. Google is at $90.07, up 72. Moderna's up 131 to 140.57. Cisco up 62 cents. These are not significant up moves. Pfizer up 38 cents. Now 40 cents at 41.35 on this rumored takeover of, I think it's called CGen. IBM up 68 cents. Microsoft up 274. ME is up 6 cents. Matterport up 1.5. They report to no, it's Rocket Lab. Continue, Bruce. Cyxtera up 6. Rocket Lab up 7 cents. They report tomorrow night. I believe it's tomorrow after the bell. SmartRent up 3. Spire down a penny. Amazon up $1.12. Home Depot up $2.80. Netflix up $10 today. Vanek Vectors up $3.50. Adobe up $2.55. Goldman up $5. Boeing up $1.67. Facebook Meta up $2.68. Royal Caribbean 71.72 up $1.54. Target's up $1.97. JP Morgan up $1.10. Costco's up 38 cents. Walmart up 18. Disney's up 98 cents to $101. Nvidia up $5.30. American Airlines up 13 cents to $15.70. Those are our first opening indications. We've got fractional gains here and there. The odd stock up more than a couple of bucks, but not many. And so I wonder, is this market really going anywhere? We're up 0.6 on the Dow, 0.75 on S&P, NASDAQ up 1%. That's it. 116-point gain on NASDAQ. We do not have a major opening to negate the major loss of last week. We gave up 1,300 points, 1,200 points last week. We gave up some ground. Not much of it is coming back to start the day here. And now we have to see where we're going to go. Spicy 142. Thank you for the 142nd thumbs up, Spicy. Appreciate it. We've got 143 thumbs coming through here. Thank you all for being part of the show today and hanging out with your pal, Uncle Bruce, as we try to get this market to work for us. It's not working for a lot of other people. Green today, I'll give you that. But there's a lot of folks out there having a bad year this year after having a good start to January and now lately not so good. Let's see how it plays out. We're up 206 on the Dow, 29 on S&P, and 113 on NASDAQ. There you go. Durable goods orders sink 4.5%, headline says, but it's all Boeing. Overall report signals that the economy is still growing. Interesting. Well, we'll see how that all plays out. We're at 204 now on the Tesla shares, up 732. In the last month or so now, they did get up to, what was this high price? 214 was the high back on the 15th of Feb, 12 days ago. And we're $10 below that right now. And today we're up $7. We're still $10 below the high. A month ago, back in at the end of January here, Jan 30, 166. So we were still climbing up to 214, and now here we are leveling off. Those of you who've bought Tesla, on the way up, way to go. I'm really happy for you. We talked about how Tesla was super cheap at what I talked about Tesla being cheap around 140. Then it went to 110, and it was 108. Then it came back to 115.20, and then came back down to 103 or something like that, 101, 103. And a number of you were picking off the stock between 105 and about 135. You were just grabbing it, or you were buying deep in the money calls and scooping them up, and you have benefited nicely. And I say congratulations. And writing options against these positions has been the right thing to do. Some of you have done rollovers, and I congratulate you on that. And so if you're sitting on, $180 call, a 170, a 190, and you can do a roll up, you might do one this week. You might not. This week, there will be an investor day for Tesla. And so we have to wait for that to happen. I'm not sure what day that is. Is it tomorrow or Wednesday or Thursday? It's one of these days coming up. It's a live presentation from Austin's plant, the Austin plant. So Tesla's putting on the charm offensive this week to try to encourage people to love the company and the stock. It might have an effect to move the market higher than we've been doing. I can't guarantee it, but it might. It is working this morning, 7:30, but the market is up 219. So there you have it. France is saying ATIP is still carrying a lot of institutional investors for a stock who is beaten down so badly. Uncle B, your thoughts about the upcoming earnings next week? I tell you, my friends, I still don't have a definitive date for ATIP's earnings. I'm so frustrated by this. I can't seem to find the official earnings date coming up. And I have no news to tell you about ATIP from ATIP. I mean, I got nothing. And this is mega frustrating to me because I'd love to give you official info, but they have not seemed to me, they seem to not be talking. And the stock's at 30 something cents a share. And I want to believe that this is super, super cheap and a great opportunity to pick it up. 33.9 up 1.4 cents. I just don't know. We only have 7,800 traded here. So do you really have a lot of faith in a 1.4 cent move up on 7,800 shares? I don't know what to make of it. I want to tell the world how great they are and how well they'll do, but they got to give me something to talk about. And same with GameStop and other stocks. Speak to us so we can speak about you. Option Nomads, number 145. Thank you. DQ, Tesla average 116 on one account, 113 in the other. Way to go, pal. Well done. Constantine Uncris, I wrote GameStop June 20s for 518. It's now 325. I'm almost up 38%. Take the profit and write again. Wait, roll. I'd wait. I just wait. Right now, the stock just dropped a nickel. So we're going lower on GameStop, already going negative. The market's is up 201 on the Dow. So sit tight, my friend, and enjoy the depreciation even further because you're going to make more than this. Option Nomads, we scored 100 shares of Tesla at 110. Wish we had bought more. I hear you guys. Well, you never have enough of a winner. That's the old saying. And every loser, you get too much of a loser. So there's the game. There's the adage. And congratulations on all of you out there who took advantage of the Tesla dip. You grabbed it when no one else was buying. It was a tough thing to do to step in and buy because a lot of people were saying, oh, it's going to 50, it's going to 20. And that's how that game went. DQ, Option Nomads, 100%. I got 500. It could have been many, many more. Drew, number 149. Good morning from Vail. Good morning, Drew, from Vail, Colorado. Hope you're having a good time over there. Thank you for joining us today. Welcome one, welcome all. I'm showing a gain now of a 224 on the Dow. I've got GameStop down a penny at 1953, SoFi up 3 to 641, Tesla holding a 771 gain. Make it 804 on Tesla now, 204.92. Apple's up 135, HPQ up 35 cents, ATIP is up 1.1 cents to 33.6. Google 90.05 up 70, Moderna down 6 cents, 139.20. Cisco up 54 cents to 49.02. Pfizer down 47 to 41.28. IBM up 64 cents. Microsoft up 2.23. ME is up 7.5. Matterport is up a penny. Amazon is up 75 cents. Home Depot up 2.92. Netflix is a winner, up 10.59. Vanik Semiconductors up 2.75. Adobe up 2.56. Goldman is up 4.60. Boeing is up 1.70. Facebook, Meta up 170 as well. Over at Royal Caribbean, up 120. Carvana down a nickel. Robinhood up 9. BlackBerry up 9. Norwegian up 14 cents. Carnival up 22 cents. Target up 192. JP Morgan up $1.09. Costco down 149. Walmart down a nickel. We got some red showing up. Disney up 53 cents only at $100.83. Nvidia up 521. American Airlines up only 9. I see some slippage here, then there. Yet the Dow is still ahead, 228. GameStop right now unchanged at 1954 at the moment. That's where we're at right now. Welcome all to the show. And Nick Demorier, Nick Ungerbers, I bought Unity, the symbol is U, this morning for $30. I then turned around and I immediately wrote a July 35 for 420. Wow. I know you don't know the stock, but I'm pulling in the moolah. That is a phenomenal premium on a $5 out of the money. And 420. I mean, you just sold. You've potentially offered your stock up for $39.20. A $30 stock for $39.20 by July. We're about to go into March, April, May, June, July, 5 months. Nice return, almost 33% for 5 months of your time. Not bad, not a bad move at all. Look, I can't argue that kind of premium. Can't argue that kind of performance. You got the stock and your $3,000 purchase to bring in $420 in premiums. Way to go. I don't know if you can get any deep in the money calls on Unity. You probably can't under the 90-10 rule. I suspect their premiums are too much, but way to run in some cash here. This is quite all right. That's a wonderful return. You've also, of course, protected your downside now to $25.80 on your purchase. And so if the shares back off to $28 or $27.50, you are going to buy those calls back for half price. And you'll write 32.50s and bring in money again. And if the stock goes lower, you'll buy those back for less money and write 30s. You will stay on this. Well done. Unity looks like a great stock to write on. High premiums everywhere. The deep in the monies are way too expensive. That's what I suspected, Nick. Yeah, way to go. Way to go, man. Making the dough any way you can. And why not take advantage of a stock that gives you that kind of premium return? Might be worth your. I'm sure it'll be worth your while. Nicely done. Unity Software stocks high and low in the last year. 21.20 for the low, 110, 109.99 for the high. 400 million outstanding, 253 million free float, 31 million short interest, 12.2% on Unity. There is upside potential, but that's why there's such a premium on the contracts. And there's nothing wrong with taking 420 premium. That's huge. That is really good. That is really good. Right on. All right. If you're keeping a close eye on it, then you're doing it right. And you are. So way to go, pal. Nicely done. 1954 on GameStop. We are unchanged. Moderna 137.80 down 146 now. Moderna has gone red yet again. I know a guy who's sitting on some of those calls. Rocket Lab 454 up 9 cents. Apple is up $1.40 at 148.12. ATIP trading at 36 cents. Tesla 204.50 up 765. Matterport just up a penny. SoFi is unchanged. And ME is up 9 right now as we watch these markets go through. I hear somebody coming in here.
You do?
I do. Hello there, Auntie Jen.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, I'm alive. Our furnace wasn't working this morning again.
I noticed.
I went outside and hit the switch. Didn't turn on.
Yeah.
Didn't turn on.
It didn't do its thing.
No.
There
There she goes. Grabbing a chair.
I can sit.
She can sit. She can get up.
I
Get up into a bar stool now.
I heard you come back in and did not hear the furnace engage.
No.
It seems very whiny of us to sit here in the desert and complain about how cold.
I chortle at it. I chuckle at it. Being Canucks, we laugh that the furnace isn't working and it's 50
It's 58.
8 degrees in
Yeah.
the house. Oh no, it's 58. Oh, the end of the world. Oh no. Just put on a sweatshirt and, come
I
on.
know.
I mean, come on.
And the sun is going to shine today. Hopefully, we
Yeah.
can get a little heat.
I
in
think
the
we're hitting
house.
65 today. DQ, who the heck would trade Moderna? Oh, wait a minute. I think I know who that is. Dude is saying, Jen, thumbs up, Splair. Good morning, Jen. Colton,
Good morning.
does the furnace blower turn on at all? No,
No.
it doesn't. There's zero. There's nothing. Silence. Complete and utter.
It will not be joining us for the rest of its life.
But Jen and I discovered something yesterday that I have been thinking about this morning
Oh,
that might have something to do with this. And this is just a speculation.
I'm on pins and needles
Well,
waiting.
We went for a walk yesterday and we came back to our condo.
We do that now.
When we left for a walk, we do that now. We left for a walk, we left via the garage.
Uh-huh.
But when we came back via the front patio that looks out over the golf course. And we noticed the condo beside ours. I saw a stepladder sitting in the living room, and I thought, oh, that's a contractor's stepladder. So I walked over to the front of the condo beside us, and I'm looking in, not just from 20 feet away or whatever, and I can see in the living room there's no carpeting.
There's no flooring.
There's
Yeah,
no
it's just
furniture
concrete.
in there. It's all a concrete floor. Obviously, they are renovating. So I'm trying to figure out, is it possible that next door, the folks, the contractor or the owners of said condo have said to the contractor, just turn the heat off, put the temperature to 0. We don't want to spend any money this winter on keeping it warm. There's nothing in there. There's no food in the fridge. There's nothing to protect. We've emptied the place out. Maybe the unit's going to be sold after it gets renovated. I have no idea. And so I'm wondering if by hitting the thermometer to 0 or shutting off their heater has somehow affected us. Are we sharing a heating unit? I am speculating, and I knew Jen would say this because I'm just going, what is it about ours where we get a guy coming out here on Saturday and he gets it to work after he goes up on the roof and he goes downstairs, he switches the switch on the power bar and it works.
Yeah.
And he tells us that if the furnace doesn't go, just go outside to your fuse box, turn it off, wait 30 seconds,
he did make
turn it on.
Point of telling me that.
He made a big point. And yesterday morning, the furnace was off, wasn't on again, was not working. I went outside yesterday morning, did the switcheroo, fired it up. So we thought, well, there's the answer. All we got to do is go outside and switch this. You're still wrong. You shouldn't have to do that to get a furnace to go on.
Yeah.
And this morning, we weren't on again. We were on yesterday afternoon, but we were off this morning. Can't turn it on. I go outside, switch it. Not reacting. So now what do we do?
But did you wait long enough?
Yeah, I did actually. I did. Yeah.
Did you sing "O Canada"?
No, I sang the Star Spangled Banner at the top of my lungs. And then I saw people with AK-47 show up and say, shut the hell up. And I went, okay, it's all right, just kidding. And I went back inside where
you played the bugle to wake everybody
up.
up.
That's right. That's what I did. Yeah. Anyway, Splair, are you two now in the cold area from California? I heard a blizzard in Southern California.
I know. Did everybody see the pictures?
The low temperature was 39 degrees for 2 nights in a row in the desert, which is 10 degrees below normal.
Yeah.
Not freezing. We still got 8 degrees for freezing.
But it makes you worry about the baby birds.
Wildlife and so on. Joe, good morning, AJ from Joe K. J.R. Unger, was one of you two headed back to the Canuckland end of April? Maria, good morning, Auntie Jen. Colton, it has a circuit. If it has a circuit board, there could be a small car fuse that's blown, or change your thermostat batteries.
No, we did change the batteries.
Did they?
Yeah.
Did he change the batteries?
Yeah.
You saw him do it?
I did.
So he changed the battery. Manager, 156 thumbs up. Bobby, whoever purchased the furnace never thought it would be used. It was plugged in when it was plugged in. That's true.
We had one cold time when we were in Cayman, and people don't have furnaces in their homes there. That would
in Cayman,
be ridiculous. Yeah. So people slept in their cars.
That's true. That's true. In the Cayman Islands,
you have a heater in your car.
In the Cayman Islands, we remember the newscast was suggesting those of you who are thinking of sleeping in your car, keep a slight
Crack a
crack
window.
open in your windows to allow fresh air in, because
You're gonna kill yourself.
you might suffocate on the
Yeah.
carbon dioxide poisoning, even if your
Take it
car's
out of the
outside.
garage.
Get it out of the garage. Don't run your car to the garage. Hello, and crack your windows. Because in the Caymans, I think one night we hit like 52 for the low. 52, an all-time record.
Oh yes.
Because normally that is
Which is-
80s and
which
90s
is
for the
cold.
highs.
You know,
for the
everything,
Caymans.
everything is relative.
Everything's relative. I mean, we're talking south of Cuba to be at 52 degrees. I mean, whoa, yeah. But here,
It was cold.
there have been years where the desert has hit the high 20s for the overnight low. It has happened. It's a once in 50-year phenomenon, and it's a disaster. Pipes bursting everywhere, millions of dollars in damage, and water wasted like you can't believe. We got down to 39 here, and I'm guessing the real problem is that the unit upstairs is 40 years old. It's 40 years old, and it is overwhelmed with the amount of work it has to do, and it just cuts out.
They're doing what we call RTF, run to failure.
Run to failure.
They're not going to fix it until it's
let's be realistic. We're renting a condo in the high season in Palm Desert, paying top dollar to be here, and the owner of said place can only rent the condo during the 6 months of winter. Can't get anyone to rent it when it's 115 out. No way, because every condo is available for rent at 115. So there's 5-6 months of time where you can bring in money. The rest you are paying out of pocket. So you've got to bring in a year worth of rent in 6 months to cover the other 6 months. And that's the deal. We get it. We know. If we were in a resort hotel, we'd be paying $500 a night right now at best, plus meals. So being here is cheap compared to that. And we have our own place and our own garage and our own refrigerator.
It's very odd how you, how you start to feel of it being your home.
Yeah.
Because you're in it for so long, it becomes your home.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's weird too.
It is weird too. And we both know that, after the end of this, in a couple of days, we have 2 months to go out of the 5.
You're already counting the days.
Oh, I'm dreading it. I have to go back to Canada in 60 days. But it is what it is. And
he will survive.
And we will survive. But this heater, we're just patiently waiting out.
And the Wi-Fi isn't working in the bedroom.
The next week, the week and a half, we're waiting it out, because we both know that the average high now should be 77 to 80 degrees. And the sun's angle is such that when you go outside an hour after sunrise, just go out, the sun is up here, and you can feel the heat on your skin. So we know that this desert is about to really warm up. It's just these weather systems coming in from the Pacific are being deflected down here, and we're getting all the crap like everyone else.
All of that precipitation up in the high desert and down into the lower desert is going to make flowers bloom.
It's going to explode.
It's going to make the desert beautiful.
It's going to be a beautiful photographer's paradise around here. But you have to suffer the little things. And one of the little things is, and it was the other morning, we were 54 in here. Now, when you come in from the outside,
we have tile floor,
and it's 54, you put on a sweatshirt or the sweater, and you're fine. But after about 3 hours of being inside at 54, it wears on you. And we're turning on the lights, the pot lights in the house, just to warm it up to 58, 60.
Yes.
And we laugh at, we know what our relatives are doing. They're laughing at us.
They're in minus 30.
Yeah, they're in minus 30. So we're laughing at them more than they're laughing at us. But yeah, we called the furnace guy, didn't fix it. We've now called an internet guy who was here. It's not actually fixed throughout the unit.
No, you still don't get Wi-Fi in the bedroom.
You take your smartphone to the bedroom, and Wi-Fi doesn't work there.
Yeah.
It works in the front half of the condo, not the back half. Yeah. Something's up.
Yeah.
It's not mine. Hey, I'm just a renter. We're just trying to get by. As long as I can do this, we're fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, What are you gonna
And we spend most of the time in the front part.
do? We do. We spend time in the bedroom when we go to sleep at night. And then during the day, we're up here where the kitchen is.
Speaking of spending time in the front, how many people watched Scotty's Tournament of Hearts yesterday?
Yes, how many of you out there were watching the women's curling championships from Canada yesterday? Dante Jen was.
Yeah,
And what starts later this week, hon?
the Briar,
Guess what that is?
the Silver Broom,
Guess what that is?
the men.
The men's Canadian championships. Guess who's going to be in front of the TV for the next 10 days
No, it starts on Friday.
and lasts for a week?
Well, a week. Yeah,
The
it
next
goes
week,
from
Sunday.
Friday to the following Sunday. Yeah.
10 days.
10 days.
Yeah, someone will be watching
Well,
curling for
you gotta
10 days.
The round robin takes a week.
You got to watch the round robin. You can't just watch the playoffs. I
Don't
mean,
you
come on.
want to see every team?
You're talking about. You don't want to watch PEI against Northern Ontario? I mean, come on.
That's a good match.
That's actually a good thing.
Those East Coasters,
Yeah.
they know how to do a few good things.
I'll be here with you guys. Okay. She'll be out there watching that. Yeah.
Just hear me screaming from afar.
Wow. Manager is saying, I wrote my first poor man covered call. I bought 20 deep in the money, $10 strikes for at 1080. Then I wrote 20 March 17 for 115. Do I do it correctly? Wouldn't be my first choice to write March 17 for 115. No, that would not be not my choice. No.
$1.
I have no idea what strike price you wrote at. I would not have written for $1.15. I'm not here for nickels and dimes. I'm here to make money. And I would have written a call that would have brought in at least $4.
But
And
he's getting his toes wet.
no, he knows what he's doing. This is
Does
Nick.
he?
This is Nick and Blythe. He knows what he's doing.
Nick.
No, that's
Nick.
not. No. You should have been writing a call for June, July, August.
Nick's
Brought
playing.
in $450 a contract and brought in some serious cash. You're just
getting
playing.
your blood going,
You're
get
just
you
playing.
warm.
Yeah, you're just getting my blood going. You're just playing.
He's helping you warm up in this. cold
Anyway,
unit.
local Mexicans have air conditioning in their homes. Often I will visit a residence which is too warm. The Mexican family says, yes, we have air conditioning, but we don't use it. It's just for show.
That's right.
Willie, if you have the option, try the emergency heat on T-Stat. We have no idea what that means. Richard, allergies, Abu,
Emergency heat on
Hector, manager. That
Thursday.
sounds like a good start. No, it's not a good start. Right emergency. That should option cost more power. Maria, curling. And Nick, nothing better looking than a man with a rock sliding on ice. There you go.
That's
A
right.
manager, $20 strike. I would not have written that contract. No, I would not have done that. Bobby, it was only minus 10 to minus 13 over the weekend. Very nice winter in Ontario.
See?
There you go. Well,
Right now in Calgary, it's going to high of like -4.
great.
Lovely.
Whoopee.
It was at -1 yesterday.
It's going to be in the 20s today in Calgary. Yay. I'm glad I'm not there. Okay. Yay. I'm glad I'm not there.
But it's not -20.
Well, that's true. Nick Demorier, number 159, Colton. Emergency heat is for heat pumps only. But that's right. We don't have a heat pump. No.
Yeah, I don't know what our unit upstairs looks like, and I'm not about to climb a ladder to go
Yeah.
look at.
My hunch about this condo is like most other condos in this complex. It's a second home. It's owned by someone either within California, usually someone in Los Angeles has a second place out here.
Yeah.
They used to use this as a weekend getaway. It was certainly a weekend or week-long getaway at a time in the wintertime when they first bought it. They've now turned these into rentals, turnkey rentals, where they...
Our landlord is quite senior.
Yeah, I mean, original owners of these condos bought them when they were in their 40s and 50s. Now some of these owners are in their 70s and 80s, and they don't come out here anymore. And so what they've done is they've turned it over to management. It's a management company on site here that now rents these units out, brings in cleaning crews between rentals to clean them all up, charges a cleaning fee. And now we get to rent a turnkey condo on the golf course. And the owner is somewhere in the LA area and gets 80% of the money or 85% of the money. The other 15 is paid out to the management group. We are dealing with condos here in some cases that have been very nicely renovated and now are rentals. And in other cases, they haven't been very much renovated for 15 years. They had a partial, quasi, maybe a major renovation 20 years ago, because these are 40, 45-year-old condos. And others are in some cases, a lot of original condition. We know the kitchen Our cupboards are original cupboards, but they're fine. They've been repainted.
We have this spot on the counter where you put what would you call it, like the bowl of the blender.
You know, you have a blender, you put on a blender unit, and you plug it into the wall and crank it up and make yourself a smoothie. Well, in the counter is a built-in spinner, and in the counter down below is a bucket that you can make a smoothie in, and you put it on the counter, and theoretically you can turn the button on to make it work. I don't know if it works. We're not trying it because it's covered in crud over 45 years. No, thank you. But it's never been ripped out.
It's got the original stoves.
The original stove is here. The fridge might be a second fridge. The microwave is on a little table. It's not original.
I don't know. It might be original. It's a pretty old microwave.
It's a pretty old microwave, but it's not original with the unit. Because an original unit microwave from 1979, 80 would be one of those big monsters. But this condo, it is a rental. We know that. It's just a rental. And if I were an owner in advanced age, I'd be trying to put as little money into this thing and get as much money out as I can, and keep kicking myself in the rear end for not listing it for sale 2 years ago and getting rid of it when it went up in value. Now it's come back down in value. And around here, there are condos for sale. Not many, but there's a few around here, and they're not moving. The for sale signs are up after 2 months. They're still for sale. And so there were some condos around here that sold in the 600,000-700,000s that used to be 350, 400 4 years ago. And this one here, if this one were to sell today, I don't think it could generate 450 because it needs 150,000 minimum to upgrade it to standard. But that's up to a new owner. And boy, there are many for sale that have been upgraded already, and you could just buy the upgraded condo.
That reno next door, they're obviously not in any hurry for it because they've been working on it since we've been here. And they come for 2 or 3 days, and then they're gone for a week, 2 weeks, and then 2 or 3 days.
I can guess, I'm guessing that the condo next door is being renovated by the owner, who's here a couple of days at a time and is doing this light work.
Oh, you think? Yeah.
That's a possibility. A handyman kind of guy. Yeah. Or the owner has a pal that's a handyman kind of contractor guy, and this individual is doing a little bit of work here, a little bit of work there. But what is not happening is there has not been a professional, full-time redo guy or team of 6 guys in there doing it. It has been very quiet.
It's been one guy and sometimes 2.
And to me, it's opportunity lost because this is the winter. This work should have been done last summer. This condo should be renting now for top dollar as a renovated condo. But it is under construction at the height of the rental season. That is bad management. Now, to be fair to the owner, it is possible they had a disaster in there, water leak.
There was a leak. Maybe there was a death.
That's
what prompted.
There was a family issue, and now it's an estate problem, and maybe there's legals involved. What do you know? Million stories in the Naked City, kids. We don't know. We just know that there's a condo next door being worked on, and our furnace isn't working, and our internet is so-so. That's what we know. But we're renters, and we've got to tolerate it for 60 more days, and we're out of here. And so, will we rent this condo next year? No. We will not re-rent this condo.
I will try very hard not to be looking north.
Yeah, we have kind of decided our future for condo rentals.
I want a south-facing view.
You want a south-facing view, and that's all we're going to rent. Yeah. So
anyway, now, does someone want a bagel?
Ooh. One of us could have.
You're wearing your bagel sweatshirt.
Yes, I am. Toasted bagel with butter and the sesame seeds on it and grape jelly.
I figured as much, but I thought I should come and check just in case something has changed.
Exactly.
Oh, look, the hand. Hi, hand.
Hi, hand. There's Jen. Hello. Show me your scar. They'd love to see it.
Yeah. I showed the man in the swimming pool my scar the other day. I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah. I could see him looking at her, thinking inside,
oh my Lord, what is she doing?
What is this old woman doing showing me this scar down the side of her leg like that?
It's not on my leg.
It's not on my leg. She said, oh my God. I'm living with an exhibitionist. What can I say?
Oh.
But I tell you, he didn't give us a hard time after that. As a matter of fact, he didn't last long. He was gone in minutes. We had that hot tub to ourselves within minutes.
Well, no, he was telling us about his wife's operation.
That's true. He tried to gross Jen out by telling her about his wife's operation. You're not outgrossing Jen when it comes.
I won't be doing that.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was doing.
We're don't mess with Auntie Jen about talking about operations. She'll put you under in no time. Oh my God. Thank you, ma'am. Oh my God. It used to be a lot easier. It's not that easy anymore. Oh my goodness. Thank you everybody for being here. It's great to see you guys. Just like a mouse, you got to clean the crud out of that blender. Oh no, we're not even touching it. No. The stove has an oven, alternate heating source. Yeah, but we got to pay electricity over so much a month, and we don't want to do that. So we're trying to be careful there too. We'll survive. It's going to be okay. Survive. You didn't rent the same one as last year. We tried to. We were looking for it. We found a listing for the condo we rented last year. The first one last year was south facing. We loved it. It sold last June in the open market for $660,000. So it goes. I thought it was worth $500,000. The new owners are renting it for $275 a night. So that's the equivalent of $8,000 a month. They're way over the price, like way over market price. So no can do. And no surprise, they were able to rent it for a week at Christmas. They were able to rent it for like a weekend here, a 4 or 5 day rent, but they're not renting it solidly through. And so they're not going to get $8,000 a month. They're going to get $3,000 a month in pieces. They're going to lose money because they're going to have all kinds of people in and out of there for short-term time frames that are going to rip the place apart. When they move in, they move out. They move in, they move out. Whereas had they done a monthly rental for like the 6-month winter or the 5-month winter, they could have had one tenant at one price, one move in, one move out, less wear and tear on the whole place. But these rookies don't understand. So, what are you going to do? Nick, U.S. pending home sales up 8.1% month over month. Forecast was 1%. Interesting. The Dow is apparently higher on that news. I'm assuming. Let's see what's going on. I've got the Dow up 211 points as far as I can tell, unless you guys see anything different. And my biggest iPad is giving me a number that is nowhere near what my phone is giving me. So just bear with me as I work my phone. It's still saying we're up 211 on the market, where my iPad, it says we're up 357. I'm going to triple check on this now and do it again on my iPad. And my iPad says we're up 363 on the Dow. That's what it's saying. And let me take a look over here at our friends at CNBC. They are saying that the Dow jumps 200 points as stocks try to rebound from the worst week. We're up 351 on the Dow, 46 on S&P, and 164 gain on NASDAQ. NASDAQ is up 1.4%, S&P up 1.1%, the Dow up 1%, apparently. And that is the latest there. Let's see here. No headlines showing on CNBC about the housing thing. Looking at Market Watch, I have nothing on the housing news here at this point anywhere. I don't see anything here. Nope. I just see that the Dow's up 337 right now is what I have at the moment. Okay. What else we got here? Matterport got a golden cross on a daily 100 EMA. All right, JR. Oh yeah, my Tesla deep in the money calls are getting more valuable. Wee Coyote, want to know how I got these scars? Let me show you. Hector, seniors usually have scars and love to talk about them. Let's see. You guys had a good old-fashioned hot tub scare off. Yeah, that's right. Get out of here. Bobby, I'll take a bagel antigen, please. Mr. Premium GME stinker just hit, sold for $3.95 and bought back for 61 cents. Giddy up, baby. Nice going, JR. Nice, Mr. Premium Manager. Why is the market up? Is it sustainable, Mr. Premium? Thank you. Well done. We are showing GameStop down 8 cents, even with a 340-point uptick in the Dow Jones. GameStop is not having a great time today. Interesting to watch that. There we go. 1941 down 13. Tesla 207.85 down 10, up $10. Pardon me. Tesla's up 10. Cisco up 75. Moderna's down 16. SoFi's up 7 cents. IBM up 109. Matterport up 5 cents. ATIP up to 36 cents a share. ATIP is up 3.2 cents a share to 35.75. 61,000 shares traded on ATIP. It's inching a little bit higher. That's the story. All right. Waiting to see if and when they talk and let us know what's going on. Barron's is saying that Best Buy gets a downgrade ahead of earnings. Retail gloom is contagious, says Barron's. I wonder if that's having an effect on GameStop today. Maybe that's why GameStop shares are off. We're off 13 cents, 19.41 a share. Bed Bath Beyond down 4 cents to 148.7. That's gone into the red. Target is still up 230. Costco's up 240. It was negative earlier. Walmart is up 37. These are all red. They've all gone green, but the Dow's up 332. Maybe that's why. Okay. Well done there, Mr. Premium, on that trade. Well done. Okay. Well, let's see what's going on here. SoFi up a nickel at 643. Tesla is up 10.31. Apple up 220. HPQ up 35. Google up 86 cents. Moderna up 36 cents. All going green except Pfizer down 38. IBM up $1. Microsoft up 280. ME up 6.5. Matterport up 3. Rocket Lab up 13.5. Reporting tomorrow. SmartRent up 6 cents. Spire up 2 cents. Rocket Lab volume today 477,000 so far on the session. GameStop volume, just get a handle on it, down 8 cents. We're at 461,000 volume. It's 115,000 pre-split. Very, very quiet on GameStop this morning. But folks are scoring deals on their options on GameStop. Well done, everybody. Try to score the high premiums you can and put in stink bids to buy them back. Nicely done. Making dollars, not pennies. That is the name of this game here on GameStop contracts for sure. 1944 last trade, down a dime. High today, 1975. Low today, 1930 for GameStop. So we're in the lower end of the range of the day's trading range so far, but light volume, no question about it. Okay. The NASDAQ holding a 1.4% gain at 160 points. S&P up 45. Dow up 329. There you go, guys. Right on. What else we got in here? Splayer, Uncle Bruce, you mixed it again. Matterport with Rocket Lab earnings. Rocket Lab is tomorrow, isn't it? Yeah, Rocket Lab is tomorrow. And Matterport, we've already got Feb 22. That already came out. Rocket Lab tomorrow. SmartRent, March 8th. So that's 9 days from now, something like that, March 8th. That's next Wednesday, I guess. Look at that. Oh, my gosh. We got us a bagel. Look at that.
Is it going to taste better for having waited a month for it?
I don't know. I think there are going to be some viewers going, oh, no, he's going to start smacking again on the air.
That's right.
Oh, no.
Get your earbuds out.
Jen was actually chortling about this yesterday. She thought it was funny. You guys would be grossed out.
Well, because there is that meme, and I'm an adherent. I am noise sensitive. That if I have heard you chew, I have plotted your death. Yeah, it's so true.
I think she's done that years ago.
So those people who have you in their ears.
She's waiting for the right moment. Bobby Atkinson peaked at Unity. I took a peek at Unity stock. Jan 2025 1250s are 85.15 on the split for the poor man cover call ratio. Uncle Bruce stock symbol U for Unity does seem to have poor man cover call opportunity despite what was said here earlier. There might be some potential there. Bye. Jen, thank you. Have a great morning. Yeah. Great to see you here. Everyone loves her. Guys, check out the check out poor man cover calls on you. If you can write extremely high premium calls on in the money calls at a good price, it's one to consider. You're not getting into the stock at the all-time high. No. Headline just coming out now, confirming what someone told us earlier this morning. Thank you. Pending home sales rise 8.1% in January. Pending. Largest increase since June 2020. Could have been tax reasons that purchases were made in January for some income tax purposes, and there was a holdback, and it all came through. I'm just guessing. I don't know. Zed Estate Bruce, 169 thumbs ups, man. Thank you for these thumbs ups, you guys. You're getting me closer to 200. 171 now. I only need 29 more thumbs ups. Can you guys help us out? Any of you out there, hit the thumbs up button and get us to 200 thumbs ups. 171 are in the house. And we try to hit 200.
Do you see more of a trend?
We try to hit 200 thumbs ups every morning show. 174 now are here. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Okay. Where am I? Here I am. Tiff, a Unity Jan 17, 2025, $12.50 call is 21. Okay. Now the Unity stock, just to kind of give us an idea, where are we at here? There we go. Unity software, 3032 is the price of the stock itself. 3032. So if you take 12.5 off of 3032, the value of a 1250 call is under $20. It's what are we talking about? $18 here. 18 it would be 3050. So it's about $18. $21 price is too high. You can pay 18 plus $1.80. So 19.80 would be your price. 90-10 rule. So this is a bit out of price. You have to sort of balance it out and ask yourself, look, if I were to pay $21 to buy that call, and it's good until 2025 January, okay, it's 22 months. And I can write a call for like $5 or $4 against this contract. Is it worth my time to do so? The time depreciation would be about $3, $2.50, $3 over the time frame. So the first couple of bucks you're going to make on this call could be time loss. Now, everything is negotiable. The shares go up to $35. You roll contracts forward and all that good stuff. Your deep in the money call is going to go up in value too. And so that eliminates any kind of overpaying for it. You'll get over that very quickly. Obviously, if you can write calls every couple of months on Unity and bring in $3 in profit or something like that, you can do that 4 times a year. That's $12 a year per share in profits, or $12 per deep in the money call in profits. $12 on a $21 investment, pretty good return on your money. That's per year. So, if this comes out at 85.15 instead of 90.10, you might be able to swallow it and go, all right, I'll pay it and write a call right away, as high as I can at premium, out of the money, and take cash. But you got to be on top of this. You got to be watching this all the time. Mandu, neat. Tiff, that's a bit above the 90-10, but you get it for 2 years and premiums are good. VJ, it is good time to write poor man covered calls on Tesla. Yes, it's always a good time to write poor man covered calls on Tesla. Certainly now, if you can bring in some big premiums. I think you want to write 220s on Tesla several months out, or 225s. You want to take a 10% bump in price from here at $20 and go to 225s and go out several months and bring in as much as you can. Yeah, I would do that. Would I write for this Friday expiry? No, I would not. Okay. Buy the rumor, sell the news. VJ, always be writing. There you go. Nick's got it. Giddy up. All right. We're holding a 330-point gain on the Dow at the moment. 1% gain. S&P's up 1%. NASDAQ 1.3%. That's the story. So we have an update here today so far on the markets. GameStop is holding a 2-cent gain. That's it. SoFi up 1 penny. Tesla up 10.44. Apple up 2.20. HBQ up 36. ATIP is up 3.2 cents to 35.8. It sounds impressive. 3.2 cent gain, but we went from the 40s to here in the last week. So I'm disappointed it's down here, but that's where it is. Google up 88. Moderna up 92. Cisco up 77. Can the market hold this gain? That's the question. We've come into almost the first hour. So far, so good. But I don't see heavy volumes and heavy urgency to get into this market. I kind of wonder if we're subject to a bit of a fizzling out as the day goes on. Is this going to grind back? As you know, markets go up much slower than they come down. So here we are. Hector, poor man covered call. Deep in the money calls have to be analyzed by how many potential rights you can get. JR, yes, on Tesla. I got some April 21 220s for $15.50. Nice premium on a 59-day contract. Tiff, a May 19, 2023 $30 strike. You call will get you $490. That's over 20% of your investment in only 81 days. I think it's worth it. JR, sorry, wrote the 220s actually. Spicy, GameStop, $10 goals, $1,000 each. I think it's good. $10 calls are $1,000 each. Yes. If you can write on those, if you can get your hands on $3, $4, $4.50 on a $10 purchase, yeah, I like it. Let's take a look at some options on Unity here. Unity calls. Okay. You want to write some calls for June. Nope, not much going on there. How about July's? Yep, you can write July's. July 35s, these are out of the money, 465 on Unity. They're 420 to 435. So you get your hands on 430 on a $35 contract. Not a bad right. The 40s will bring you to maybe 295, which is, way out of the money and still almost $3 on the contracts. So even buying the stock at 30, $3,000 will get you 100 shares. You can write a call, bring in $430 on a 35. Not too shabby. You want to go further out for more money. Writing August 35, so bringing you $5.05 perhaps. There's a nice chunk of change. You can buy sell them for $5.10 and buy them back at $2.10. There's a $3 gain. If you can get that kind of a gain in the next 4 to 6 weeks, a nice return on your money. Obviously, if the stock gives you a dip, you'll get it much quicker. If its stock takes a bit of a pop, well, you've got 35 plus 5. You're being paid $40 for your stock that you just bought for $30. Hello, it's not a bad position to be in. You don't mind which direction it goes. You're going to win. Would you love to be exercised? Sure you would. You take me out at 35 and I get to keep 5 on top of that. I got $40. Yeah, I'll buy the stock back and do it again. Not a problem. That's August. Anyway. But to get a deep in the money call, that's the trick. If you're going to write it against a deep in the money call, that is the tough part. A $20 deep in the money call for January 2025 is trading at is bid 1605. And the stock is at 30.31. So it's a 10.31 contract, and you really can't pay more than 11.30 for it. A $15 call is going for about $19, and it's worth 15. It's overpriced. So you have to buy the stock. Of course, you buy the stock, there's no expiry date on the shares. And if you're going to be paying $2,000 a contract versus $3,000 for the stock, you might as well buy the stock. So there you go. Again, that's Unity. It's one of those software providers. You have to decide whether you want to be in that or not. Joe K, I just wrote June 16 220s on Tesla for $24.18 each. Can't complain. Nice right there. That's a nice right. $24 on a 220 contract. Giddy up. If you were to get exercised, you're being paid $224.18. That's okay. Tesla now 206.84 up 9.96. So premiums are rising today on Tesla. Maria, I took the YouTube trade for July, bought the shares. Nick DeMore, good thing about you, it moves. If the market is up 1%, this thing moves 5%. The market is down 1%, this moves 5%. It's about it's been the last few months. Maria, thanks, Nick. There you go. Unity software might be something you might want to play with. GameStop down 7, 1947. Okay. Thank you all for hanging around with me today. Appreciate this. Thumbs ups now. 186, 14 to go. And we've got 200 left. Thank you, everybody, for helping me out. If you're able to hit the thumbs up button, please do so. Let me know if you can. If any of you are looking for a one-on-one this weekend, give me a heads up as soon as you can so I can book you in. Last weekend, we were filled by Wednesday already. Let me know if anyone wants a one-on-one for this Sunday coming up, okay? Just send me an email, and we'll see what we can squeeze you in. We are doing one-on-ones for 10 o'clock Eastern, noon Eastern and 2 o'clock Eastern for this Sunday. Thank you all for being here today and hanging out with us. Nice to have you around. We're up 16.5 cents on Rocket Lab, 461. They report tomorrow. Yes, they do. SoFi's up 2. GameStop down 7. Matterport up 2. 23andMe up 5. 4.5 make it. Spire up 2 cents. ATIP up 3. SmartRent up 7.5. Cyxtera up 9 cents. Apple up 1.99. Goldman up 4.77. Cisco up 76 cents. Tesla up 10.28. Arc Innovations up 39. Microsoft up 2.62. Bed Bath Beyond down 6. Pfizer down 41. HPQ up 33. Carvana up 57. Alphabet up 91. We've got, that's Google. Amazon up 73. NVIDIA up 292 right now. Rock and roll. Welcome all to the party. Moderna down 40 cents now, 138.86. Not much red showing up on this screens. It's all green all over the place. Very good day for these markets so far. The Dow holding a 328 gain at this time. 42-point gain on S&P. NASDAQ up 152. Congratulations all. GameStop doing a little bounce, up 2. It's now 1956. Deep Value saying that the premiums on Deep Value stock MTDR are really great. Reminds me of Unity. There you go. The best thing about option writing is you can do it on so many different stocks. You can write on ETFs. You can write short-term calls, medium-term, long-term. There's so many ways to play the options market, depending on your risk tolerance, trading needs. If you want to make money, you want to bring in dollars. Definitely bring in some dollars. A little bit of pullback coming in. 309 on the Dow. A little bit. 189 thumbs up, says Bruce Chomps a Bagel. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. We're coming up to the end of our show here. I'm going to get my little break in. I'll be back this afternoon at 3 o'clock for the final hour of trading. Let me know how you're doing. Thank you all so much for being part of this channel. So appreciate your kind words and the thumbs ups and best wishes to Jen. Love it when you guys are making money on the open market. It's fantastic. 190 thumbs ups, only 10 away from 200. Thank you. The only thing I can do in response to 190 thumbs ups is say, neat, neat, neat. I hope you all make a pile of money this morning and this afternoon. Keep an eye on your contracts and your options and look for rollover opportunities. And join me this afternoon at 3 o'clock. We'll finalize the date with you. And thank you, all of you who are piling into the knee emoji attack right now. 7 more thumbs ups and we'll have 200. Thank you all. Hit that thumbs up button, hit that knee emoji, and let YouTube know we're here. We're alive and well. We're active. And thank you all for helping promote this channel with your knee emoji attack and your thumbs ups attack. Thank you very much. All of you from around the world who are here. So great to see you every day, Monday to Friday, first thing in the morning and in the afternoon for the final hour trading later today. 194 on the thumbs up meter, 6 left to get, and we'll have 200 thumbs ups in the house for today's show. Thank you, Joe K, for hitting the thumbs up button, buddy. John Anderson, thank you, man. You neat, said John Anderson. Right on. Here they come. The knee emojis are coming through. We have 196 thumbs ups. We're 4 away. 198, we are 2 away from 200 thumbs ups. Here they come. They're coming in. We're going to do it yet again. You guys come through every day for me. 200 thumbs ups every morning show. We're on the precipice of greatness yet again. Mandu number 5, thank you for those thumbs ups. 199 are in, 1 to go. D.H. Uda's here. Thank you, guys. Here we go. Waiting for the last thumbs up to slip on in here. There it is. Number 200. Thank you, everybody, for these thumbs ups. As always, we are off on the Dow now. 243 points. We're up 243 points. We've backed off about 100 from the high of the day. We're up 240 on the Dow, 31 on S&P, and we're up 107 on NASDAQ. NASDAQ's only up 0.87 now of a percent. So we've given up a chunk of these gains in the last few minutes, just so you know. J-Boy, better late than never. I'm here. BP, I'm here. 200. Bobby Hubby, better later, folks. Mandu, good job, everybody. Brian, number 202 on the thumbs up meter, Bruce. There we are. 204 of them are here now. Thank you, everybody. Splair, thanks, pal, for these thumbs ups and the emojis, everybody. Have a great rest of your morning, afternoon. I'll catch you this afternoon at 3 o'clock Eastern as we finish off the day together, and we'll see how it all works out. Right now, the Dow is up 226 as it backs off quick. It's backing off quick right at the moment. Might be a computer cell program. I'm not 100% sure about this. Looks like GameStop just dumped to 1924, down 30 cents. Not sure what's going on there. Watching to see what's going on. Could be a glitch. 1924 last trade on GameStop, down 30. The GameStop volume today is 684,000. Not a lot. $19.26 on GameStop, $19.24 on GameStop at the moment. Tesla up $9.96 at $205.95. The Dow back to 309 gain. Okay, and now GameStop, it looks like it's back to 19. No, it's now 1921. Yeah, 1921, 1924 on GameStop. 688,000 traded. Just saw a little dip come in here. $19.19, new low of the day. Interesting market movement. That's right. Karen, neat. 1919 on GameStop. This is the low of the day right now. 1919 a share on GameStop. $724,000 traded. 1914, another low trade on GameStop. 1914, touched 1913, now 1915. Dow just dropped. We're up 201. Just gave up 100 points. GameStop still around 1914 to 1915 a share right now. Sure. And 6 thumbs up. Thank you. GameStop dropped to 1909 for a moment. The Dow now is still showing a 203-point gain on the session. Now showing 196 on the Dow. We're backing off some more. NASDAQ up 90 now. NASDAQ up 89, coming off. We're only up 26 on S&P 500. There's some selling coming in here. Definitely turned. This market has turned. Enjoy the breaks, Blair. You do the same, buddy. We'll just kind of hang around here for a few minutes. Keep an eye on this. 1908 on GameStop. 1906 on GameStop. New lows. 1906 on GameStop. We're down 48 cents. We've dropped from like 1950 to 1906 in about 20 minutes. Don't know why. Vilbus, a stinker hit on my 317 GameStop 19s. Sold it for 324, just bought it back for 156. That's a nice stake bid right there. 156. Right ahead of that nice round 155 number. Way to go. Cutting in line. 1909 last trade. Low of the day on GameStop now is 1906. We're at 1910 at the moment. Volume now 839,000. We've had a couple 100,000 trade in about 5 minutes on GameStop, where it was dead quiet this morning. 1911 right now. Low of the day, 1906. We'll be rewriting on the next upswing. There you go. 1908 to 1911 is where we're at now on GameStop shares. The Dow now is showing a gain of 195, according to CNBC. NASDAQ up 94.83% on NASDAQ, 0.6% on Dow. S&P up 0.7%. 1909, 1908 on GameStop. We're running into more resistance here. Rugman has come to town. 1909 on GameStop, now 1908, the low of 1905. Mm-mm-mm. 1907, another penny lower, coming in again. I wonder if it's going to break 19. Now things are getting fun, says Coyote. See? 1907, 1908 is what I've got on GameStop at the moment. SoFi down a penny. Tesla still up 9.10. It got up today to 208. It's now 205.98. So Tesla's given up some ground. Apple up 130. HBQ is still up 20. ATIP is at 35.1, up 2.6. Google at 90.02, up 70 cents. 90.05, up 70. Moderna up 4 cents to 139.30. Cisco's up 48 at 48.96. It's backing off a bit. Pfizer now only up 52, or down 52 cents, falling again. IBM up 59. Microsoft up 152. Let's see here. Rocket Lab holding a 12-cent gain. Amazon only up 20 cents. It's backing off. Home Depot backing off. It's only up 86. Netflix up 9.80 at 326.90. It got up to 330. Now it's at 326. So Netflix is backing off right now, as well as other stocks. Vanek 239.66, dropping from 242.30. Adobe got up to 325. It's now 321. It's up 95 cents. Meta has gone red. Meta was as high as 173. Now 170.50. It's hanging on that flat line barely. Okay. Costco is red, 13 cents on the downside. Walmart only up 27 cents. GameStop now 9.10 to 9.12. And now it might be showing 19.23. A little bounce up here after bottoming out at 19.06. I'm just waiting for my phone to update here. 19.20 last trade on GameStop. Low of 19.05, it looks like over here on this device. Now 19.18, low of 19.05, 947,000. I'm going to say about 200,000 traded in the last 15 minutes, where we only had 700,000 trade the first hour. So we've really moved up on volume here. Not unbelievably heavy, but there's definitely been an increase in action. 1916 on GameStop. We're coming back again. A little bounce up into the 1920s, and now we're at 1914. The low, 1905. That's the story. SoFi down 1 penny. The Dow is still up 172. The S&P's up 26. NASDAQ up 93. Okay. Things are getting fun. 19.14 to 15 on GameStop. We're about a dime away. Oh, now a nickel away. 19.10. We're a nickel away from the low of the day again. It's coming back down again for another run. Taking another run lower. GameStop on a volume of 1 million shares. I'm going to say about 300,000 have now traded in 12 minutes. And we're at 19.10 at the moment, down 44 cents. SoFi down 2. $19.10, $19.12 on GameStop. All right. There we are. 184 point gain on the Dow Jones, down from 340, 350 for the high. All in the last 30 minutes, 35 minutes. So there's been a sell-off on the Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ. And we're seeing we do not see other stocks doing well. We've got GameStop now off 46 cents at 19.08. It's reapproaching its low of the day. 19.06 now, 1 penny away from the low of the day. We'll see if this thing hits down to 19 now. 638 on SoFi, down a penny. Tesla still holding a $10 gain. Apple 140 gain. HPQ up 20, but they've all backed off from their highs of the session so far. 1906 here on GameStop with a 1905 low of the day. Now we're at 1904, new low on GameStop, down 50 cents. We'll see what kind of support is between 1904 and 19, whether the market is going to hold it or whether it'll go through 19, completely through it. 1905, 6, 04, now back to 04 again. Stock is coming in for sale on SoFi. That's what's happening. Volume, 1 million something. Just wait for an update here. 1904 last trade. That is, I believe, 1903, the new low of the day. Now trading at 1903. Okay. Dow's only up 173, just gave up another 20 points. Yeah, 1902 is where we're at now on GameStop. That's low of the day on 1,050,000. 1902 is now the low trade of the session on GameStop. And we just touched it. We're at 1902, 3 and 4 now. Okay, Dow's up 178. Just as I'm saying my goodbyes for the morning show, we got some action on GameStop. What can I say? And I'm just asking myself, do I buy deep in the money call or buy back my 2 written calls? What do I do? I wouldn't buy back your 2 written calls. I let them continue to drop off. We're at $19 on SoFi, so we're definitely going below 19. This is going to happen now. We're going below 19 here. 1898 has already been registered. Here it is, 1898. We're going lower. So your written calls, let them back off. Let's see what's going on. Let's see. We're down. We're up 180 on the Dow at the moment, and we're at 1898, 1899, 1904. We're somewhere in this 19 neighborhood for GameStop, as stock is coming in for sale. 1899 last. Volume now 1.16 million. So we've had about 500,000 come in, 500,000 shares come in for sale and trade in the last 20 something minutes on GameStop. I have no news. I've got nothing new here, but we're now 19 to 1904 with a low of 1898. Okay. Here we are. And so this uptick took place in the morning, and now it hung around, and now we've given it up, and now we're giving up ground again for yet another day on GameStop. Last week, we were at the beginning of the week last week, we were at 21.50, and we're at 19 now. So a $2.50 drop from last week to so far where we are this week. And it's just been slow and slow and slow and slow. And here we are, kind of grinding along here. In the last month, the high for GameStop was 23.86 on the 6th of February. So that's 3 weeks ago was the high of 23.80. Now we're at 19. So that's 4.80 down dip here since then. All right, 1910 right at the moment, 19 to 1910 I'm showing. Tesla 205.80 up 892. It's backed off a bit. Apple got up to 149.17. It's 148.14 now. A little lower from the high. Getting a little profit taking middle of the day here. Still positive though, mainly positive. Pfizer off 49 cents. Matterport down 1.5. Bed Bath Beyond down 9.5. That might be affecting GameStop, or the other way around. Workday down 14. DoorDash down 51. So a couple of red bars here and there, not many. GameStop 19.05 again, coming back, and SoFi down 1 penny. HPQ up 18 at the moment. Let's see. Yeah, I think I think I was as well. I don't want to buy back and even when I call when it's still dropping, so I'll take time. I think, yeah, just relax. Yeah, like you mentioned on the dead cat later in the same hour. Yeah. Isn't it crazy? We were at the beginning of the year in the upper 16s on GameStop. Isn't this something? Yeah, it really moves. 1901 now. We're going lower. We're going to go lower than 1898 the way this is going. The pattern is sort of an up move and then 2 down moves and an up move and 2 down moves. Seems to be what's going on GameStop right now. 1901, 1899 now. 1 penny from the low of the day. 1899 last trade. Down we go again. Volume on GameStop 1.2 million now, so a little more selling coming through. Let's see. Alberto, no, don't go, Uncle, don't go now. Nick, going lower. Option writers rejoice. That's it. 1898 last trade. Low of the day has been matched yet again on GameStop. 1898 low of the day has been touched yet again. Watching this, and our indexes, the Dow now only up 139. We've given up 200 plus points from the high of the morning in the last 40 minutes. A 22-point gain on S&P, Nasdaq only up 84. So this was it might be a dead cat bounce opening right up to 340, and now we're giving it up. There's no second wave of buying coming in behind the first opening salvo. I don't know. Mirko to Splair, if you buy a deep in the money call right immediately with the cash buy back one, right again, and with that cash, buy your last one back. If you're going to gamble, wait till the third right, as long as you like. Coyote, parabolic. There you go. Interesting market. Yep, up 148 on the Dow. Over here on CNBC, yep, 0.45% gain on the Dow, 0.58% gain on S&P, and a 0.7% gain on NASDAQ. It's only up 79 points. The NASDAQ is really giving up ground here. And spare, yeah, I've already written two, but since upward movement to 21, I was now for 2 weeks without a bought deep in the money call here. Right on. And we've got it at now, GameStop at 1910 last trade. 1901, 1910 seems to be the indication, somewhere in that range. And we got a 150 gain on the Dow. Oil down 55 cents to 75.77. Good for Americans. Definitely good for Europeans, down to 75.75. 1901 to 1907 on GameStop. We're off 3 cents on SoFi. 636. We're off 3 cents. All right, there it is. Okay, guys, your job. Keep an eye on your markets. Moderna down 56. Pfizer down 49. Bed Bath Beyond down 9. Amazon now down 20 cents. It's one of the fangs has gone red. We're only up 56 on Home Depot. We could go red there at any time. Meta gone red, down 39 at 170. It's gone red. We're starting to see some red show up here. Costco down 74. It went red. Disney's only up 30 now. American Airlines is unchanged. It's heading lower on these stocks. So we're getting red showing up now on some of these issues coming through. Back to 1901 on GameStop, it looks like. And SoFi down 3. Google up just 57 cents. Moderna down 56. Cisco up 40. All right, guys. There it is. I will see you this afternoon at 3 o'clock Eastern, and we'll see how we close out today. Tonight, I'll be on Traveling with Bruce, 7 and 8 o'clock. If any of you like to head over to the other side, I'll catch you there as well. All right, guys, let's keep an eye on things. Thank you for thumbs ups today. 211 thumbs ups. Thank you. That is fantastic. Any of you want to do a one-on-one this Sunday, you let me know with an email, and we'll get you set up. The email link should be down below. If you're watching on the rerun, hit the thumbs up for us. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you at 3 Eastern today as we keep this. We'll get this market closed out later today. All right. Thank you, everybody. All right. There we go.